Oh, hi everyone. Welcome back to Gosh Darn Dandy Time. I'm your host, BB, and today we'll be talking about vaccines and the vaccine war, immunizations, and what it means to protect our children, protect the next generation from previously eradicated diseases that have no place to exist again in the 21st century, or for the rest of all eternity. That's right, folks. Once it's eradicated, why should we have it again? There's no pros, there's no advantages to having the measles, or polio, or whooping cough. There are no advantages to having meningitis, to having fifth disease, to having pneumonia, or to having the flu, influenza, to smallpox, to the plague. That's right. The plague. Smallpox, the flu, measles, chickenpox, rubella, mumps, scarlet fever, rheumatic fever. Who wants their children to die of an unnecessary illness? No? No one? No takers? Okay. Who wants their children to suffer long-term ill effects, even if they do survive an unnecessary illness? No? Anyone? Anyone? I don't see anyone raising their hands. No? No one's raising their hand out of these 15,000 people watching this video right now? Nope. Nope. No takers? Okay, no one wants their kids to suffer then. That's good. That's good. No one wants their, who here wants their children to become sterile and incapable physically, internally, of reproducing the next generation or grandchildren for you? No? No one in this crowd of 15,000 people is raising their hand? No? No takers? Oh. I see. Who here was born in the 1920s to the 1960s? Out of these 15,000 people. Oh, maybe like half of you, or less than half, but a good fair share of you were born in the Great Depression, or you were born after the Depression, or you were born during World War II, or you were born baby boomers, or Gen Xers. So, of all of you Gen Xers and baby boomers, how many of your siblings, your cousins, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, your next door neighbors, your favorite classmates and friends from school, how many of them had polio? A few hands? Okay. How many of you had the polio vaccine beginning as early as 1963? A lot of you? Oh, okay. And how many of you still suffered from polio or became infected with polio after you were vaccinated? No? No one raising their hand? No one was infected with polio after they got vaccinated? Oh, amazing. That's amazing. Wow. Oh, so what you're saying by not raising your hand is that after you were vaccinated and you never got polio, the vaccine worked. Oh my God. Wow. What a wonder. It's amazing. I didn't know that vaccines worked. Oh, of course they do. They work. Who here has had the MMR shot as a baby? Me. Who here has had the measles after their MMR shots? Not many people. Barely any. Mumps? Barely any. Rubella? Barely anyone. Vaccines work, people. Vaccines work. So I'm going to go to my Reddit and read to you a couple of the headlines on vaccines. Iron lungs in a polio ward. Let's not ever let anti-vaxxers cause an epidemic and ruin lives of children. Just Google polio chambers, and you will see entire hospitals, institutions, sanatoriums where people, children, infants, human beings were stuck in these ginormous machines, these ginormous metal and iron tubes called the iron lung. They couldn't be in wheelchairs. They couldn't be free to watch TV, to go play sports, to go to school. They were stuck in a lying down position with a mirror over their head and an iron lung plugged into the wall, breathing for them. They were paralyzed from the waist down or from the chest down, or had extreme paralysis and neurological deficits and nerve-ending disorders. Lots of cases of pneumonia and lots of different ill effects that nobody ever deserved. Just as nobody ever deserves measles. Speaking of which, measles. Where's that post? Japan has 167 cases of measles this month. And Japan's vaccine laws are so stringent, so extreme, so strict, so ridiculously in your face, and you get financial fines if you don't vaccinate yourself or your children in Japan. I don't even know how it works besides that much. But it's got to be extreme to let your children get measles in Japan, and I'm pretty sure you would be shamed for it publicly. I wouldn't doubt it. And then in New Jersey, 11 kids dead and 36 infected at a foster care youth center in New Jersey. 11 kids in foster care died from measles while living in a foster care group home. 36 more infected. And then we have Madagascar. The nation of Madagascar, that's somewhere between Africa and Australia, they have 68,912 cases. That's nearly 69,000 people infected by measles in the last 6 months, with almost 1,000 deaths. That's really bad. That's really dangerous. Nobody needs to die from the measles. Not me, not you, not someone in another country, and definitely not our kids. Not your kids, not my future kids. Nobody needs to die of measles, and nobody needs to suffer the measles, and nobody needs to have the measles. Nobody needs measles. Back to measles. Nobody needs to die from measles. Nobody needs to suffer from measles. Please, people, stop taking a gosh darn dandy time. Get your family vaccinated. Nobody needs the measles. It should be eradicated again. Let's make our people healthy. Let's let our people live. This was Gosh Darn Dandy Time. Please like, subscribe, and comment about how you support vaccines. Thank you.